Hi everyone, Braun-Duin here with another Magic Online video. Today I'm playing Bant Knightfall Humans, which is similar to the existing strategy Bant Knightfall, but instead of having just random Bant value creatures in our collected company deck, this version plays an aggressive human theme. Champion of the Parish, Thalia's Lieutenant, Mayor of Averbrook, some human mana producers, and some other humans in here. So this is more of a human aggro deck that also has the Nightfall combo. So briefly to explain the Nightfall combo, you can use Knight of the Reliquary to sacrifice a forest or plains and get a fetch land, and if you have a Retreat to Coralhelm in play, you can use the land that comes into play to untap your Knight of the Reliquary, and then you can rinse and repeat, untapping and tapping to search through your deck to get all the forests and plains out of your deck. And by using, every time you activate Knight and get a fetch land, and then you sacrifice that fetch land to get a land, and then you sacrifice that land to the Knight, you basically put 2 lands in your graveyard. So you're growing the Knight pretty quickly, and because fetch lands give 2 Retreat to Coralhelm triggers, you have a second trigger besides untapping your Knight that you can use to do things like tap down opposing blockers, or untap mana producers to generate extra mana, which can be good with Wolf Run and things of that ilk. So generally speaking, Knight plus Retreat is going to be a one-shot if your opponent doesn't have a removal spell, because they're not going to be able to block, and they're also not going to be able to take the 20-some damage that you deal them. So kind of a one-shot combo inside of an aggressive human deck. Now this is a deck that top 8 at GP Birmingham about a month ago, and I haven't had a chance to play with it since my first time playing with it, although I have played some with Bant Knightfall, which I think is one of the better decks in Modern. So I'm excited about how this version of it plays out. A few things I would change, I think, before playing any games. One, I like 3-mana Thalia. It really disrupts the opponent a lot. Fetch lands come into play tapped, and then if they want to fetch a non-basic land, that's also going to come into play tapped. Just a really brutal effect in Modern, in fetch land formats in general. And I also think that Tireless Tracker would be a good fit in this deck too, in some regard. And the sideboard, I don't know if I agree with all the sideboard choices. For example, Blessed Alliance, I don't know how good this card is. I know it's great against things like Bogles or Infect or sometimes Death Shadow, but I don't know if it's worth a card. And also Vithian Renegades only destroys artifacts, which means that we don't have a way to destroy enchantments, and sometimes that's a problem, and sometimes that I would like to have something like maybe Reclamation Sage or Kasali Pridemage that, even though they're not humans, they're a little bit more versatile, so it's also something to keep in mind. But I'm going to play it as it is, and we'll see how it goes. So hopefully you'll stay tuned and watch me run this through a league.